Greetings. Thank you for joining me. Slightly different video today, guys. I hope you don't mind. It's based on my experiences thus far with a distributor. We'll get into that because it's a bit of a rant, you know. That's unusual, isn't it? Forgive me, I look like a sea sponge. I went on a hike this morning. Mile-and-a-half hike. It was already nearly 30 degrees. And my soggy sack hasn't dried out just yet. And I came home to see some wonderful, wonderful news. So, let's get straight to it, shall we? I'm going to share my screen with you and you can see for yourself. And here we are. This is a publishing dashboard. My music, or not for much longer. A lot of you will already know this, and those that don't. Here, we collect for monies on tracks thus distributed. So I'm going to be very concise, to the point, with obviously furnishing you the particulars. So guys who are currently with, and more importantly, considering going down an artist route and bringing your wares to market, these may not be the people you want to do business with. And here's why. So you can see back at the end of mid-2024, nearly 2 years ago, I started with TuneCore and TuneCore Publishing. And I've released, 140 odd tracks. And you'll see now, we'll cut to the chase, absolutely no problem up until the beginning of 2026. All these tracks are out there processed. All the work has been done, as you can see here. And after my infamous track, You Can't Shadow Ban the Shadow Man, because I started running into problems here. And this was the prequel to this situation. From 2026 onwards, tracks submitted not being processed. This was a fight I've had and endured now for obviously 6 months plus. A lot of these tracks here are absolutely original tracks, these two especially, and there are a few here where I have used AI. And when I say used AI, I mean less than 50% of the track itself is AI. So I need to be very specific, because they used to have a policy where you'd have to have more than 30% as an artist's contribution, as a balance. And I've never used more than 50%. So all the lyrics will be 100% mine, chord progressions. Maybe I'd have used a drum machine, if you can call that AI, and or whatever. So we get to the point now. Moving on, none of these tracks were processed. Some of them completely deactivated, which sort of really done my head in, because there's a couple of really nice tracks here, well, in my opinion anyway. I spent a lot of time here, this Post-Human one, for instance, Astral Wings, drum and bass tracks, which I worked from scratch, absolutely no AI, which, yeah. So that was great. And we got up to a point now where I'd finalised with the Dungeon Master, and I hadn't released anything for the last couple of months, because I was, as you can probably tell, getting a bit, what the is going on here? So right, what is going on indeed? So their argument was, and is based upon, here we go, due to the volume of AI generated content identified on your account. Well, let's be very specific. As I've explained, that's not a majority, that's a minority, and that's identified. AI has identified AI. So there are mathematical signatures when you use AI, which can be clearly identified if you know how it works. But as I say, 50% or less of any track would have had AI in. So we're like, okay, so you haven't published them, tough titties, but there's a lot, as you saw just now, of tracks, as I experience, again, where are we? These two here particularly, there's loads of tracks where absolutely no AI, no problem, 100% original. Oh, that's very, you know. So they've decided that we will terminate under TuneCore's terms and conditions. Right. So it's 2 years worth of work. We're going to now close that account. Wonderful. However, and this is where it gets interesting, this has happened after this. They've partnered strategically with Google Flow, AI-powered music creation tool for TuneCore. So they're having a hissy fit on one part because I am not signing my bits away to these people. And they will base their argument on the fact that the database has been cleared. How very strange. It's nothing to do with strategic partnerships, is it? So regarding sync licensing as well, another really weird situation appeared because TuneCore used to do a bit of sync licensing and they stopped that completely without notice and sent you that pitch. So since the beginning of the year, you will see that people using AI, Suno in my case occasionally, because it's been detected and it's not Google, well, we're going to just screw you over because you're not using a partnered strategic partnership partner. And then, you know, we're not going to sync and place, we're going to point you into another direction where you can pay again. Now for me, guys, I've been, you know, collecting all the details, every single track, all the necessary codes, just in case, you know, we had an outage and I'd have to start from scratch in the Stone Age, as you do. I'm always prepared for the worst. It's the way things are. And I'm happily, I mean, most people would be frustrated. They say, well, fuck, that's 100 and, excuse me, so a couple of 100 tracks nearly. Because I've actually got music here, which I have worked on. I've got this I've got them sat here and they've been declined for the same reasons. So I've actually got some backdated stuff, and I'll be jumping ship to DistroKid. Now, some people say, oh, well, you know, TuneCore's better, this, that, and the other. And people's experiences based upon what they're using the publisher for will obviously vary. But I was in the habit of releasing 2 tracks a week. So it's a lot of work. I mean, it just started as a hobby, you know. Thankfully, I have all the codes to sign up, register them, get them re-released, and then take them all down again from TuneCore. But I really would advise anybody who is about to consider which distributor should I use for music. This is probably, I mean, Reddit forums and the internet is alive with speak. Really not a great way of doing business. I know that these guys are losing a lot of artists, so this will cost them. And obviously, as you know, the chances of making money in this industry are like comical, really. I won't bore you to death with my figures. I've not made enough for a night out for me and a family, and it's been 2 years of hard work. But like any great artist, you know, I'll come right once I'm dead and buried. And what we want to do is set this up so that, you know, the money keeps coming in. It's an income stream, isn't it, for all your hard work. But regardless of that, I can probably show you this. So you'll see right away, I'm not going to dox myself, don't worry. If I do, then the video won't come up. So here we go. Here's an example for you of how crappy they are. I've been with them for 2 years. I've only got 3 statements, and apparently I've made $4.76. These are official figures. I mean, if it was for tax purposes and it was for a lot of money, you could get seriously tripped up, couldn't you? Right? Well, as we can see, it's not, so no problem there then. The reality is, you would want, after a couple of years, I mean, fair enough the first year, but this is right. Like, for instance, I know I've made, for argument's sake, 50 cents this month. You know, maybe I was lucky and I made 70 the following month. But they will tell you I've made absolutely bugger all. And in this quarter I made... So, generally the publishing side of that is not great, and it does not work. Each to their own. Maybe somebody will see this video and say, please don't go with these guys, they're even worse. I'm not really considering CD Baby. As I say, this is sort of a hobby thing, and I'm using it as a stepping stone to get out there, and then, you know, who knows where it will go, because it's a little passion of mine. It keeps me from going extremely mad. But I've got plenty of time on my hand, 140 tracks to re-release with a different publishers, probably about a week or two's worth of work. And some people say, well, that's a bit of a bummer. But the reality is, it's going to save me a lot of legal litigation, a lot of headaches, which, you know, if you think time is money and the stress of it, I'd rather be dealing with somebody who's more proficient with what is something relatively quite simple. So that's just a video for you, all my fellow struggling artists out there, and do keep doing your thing, won't you? That's lovely. And yeah, UK1 Y2K will be back soon. He's not forgotten about you, and he's got some wonderful, wonderful tracks. You'll see them on YouTube if you're on following Off Key Studio first. Obviously, that's where you'll be seeing this video. But for ones which have been recently uploaded are the ones that I'm having trouble with, and they will be released in due course very soon. Stay blessed, keep tuned. Peace, pilgrims.